Alright fam, in this video I am going to show you guys how to take off one of these magnets off the KastKing Kestrel Elite BFS reel. That's right. So for those who have not tried this reel or watched any sort of video reviews about this BFS reel, this thing is overbraked. And the reason why it's overbraked is likely because this reel here is so small, right? And if I get the spool out, what you see here is a similar version of the Shimano FTB braking system. It's pretty much the same, but you know, they put their own spin version, so it looks a little different. But as you see, the brakes is already inside the spool. And I understand why, because they want this super small compact reel. So some of these magnets are already being exposed to the spool. So therefore, this reel feels very super overbraked for that reason. Now, there's many ways for KastKing to address this issue. Obviously, they could remove magnets out of here, just like what we're doing here today, or they could use weaker magnets. I don't think it's feasible, but it potentially could be feasible, where they could make this whole contraption back out just a little bit more. My question is, do they have enough space behind here? And I'm looking at this, and I think if they overhaul the whole thing, you know, just this thing right here and back it out a little bit, it's possible. You know, there's so many ways they could do it. I'm not sure what's the best way they are going to do it. One other thing that I think they could even try is, because this spool right here, I don't think anyone's really putting thick line on it. So what they could possibly do is enlarge the diameter of the spool just a little bit more, right? So it will dispense more line per rotation. And also because now that you have a spool that's a little bit wider, it's gonna not get impacted by the magnets as much. So yeah, there's so many ways of doing it, but for us who already purchased a reel, what can we do? Pry out a magnet. Okay, so I'm showing you guys how I attempted this, and basically I'm using a flathead screwdriver, and I'm using the smallest one that I have, which is a 1.4 mm. Okay, so let's get straight to it. All right, so which magnets to take out? This is what you want to do. You want to figure out which magnets are actually at the very end of the dynamic braking system. And I already took one out, which is this one right here. So I'm gonna rotate it and show you guys the other one. If you look at these two little things here, right, at the resting position, this is the guy that stays down, but this is the guy that pops up. Okay, see that? So you want to remove this guy right here. And all you have to do is take this guy here and shimmy your little screw down, which is actually very, very tough. But once you get it in there, you should be able to do it. And I gotta say, I have a piece of blade there because I attempted to do that a while ago using a dissector blade and I snapped it. So anyway, let me just try to shimmy this in a little bit. I might stab myself, so what I want to do is I probably want to do this off the camera and actually have more dexterity when it's actually underneath me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if I injure myself, I don't think YouTube have any sort of insurance. Alright. Eventually, I was able to push it out, and as you see, the magnet looks like it might have been, you know, glued down a little too hard on this side. But let's see, you take this, pull it out. I don't know if you can even see the some of the glue. So I am going to attempt to push this back in, okay? And I might just want to add a little bit of glue here to make it stay down, or actually, I'm just gonna push it down and see how it goes right now. But it looks like it stays in, not bad at all. Alright, so it doesn't look that much better just right here, okay, at the table that is. And the reason why is the braking system is still underneath inside the spool, like a little bit. So even at zero, magnetic field is still being applied to the spool consistently. So even though I removed two magnets, it still seems like it's being impacted. But yeah, let's just see how this thing works on the water.
All right, folks, so I am ready to cast this bad boy. I am at 0 brakes after removing 2 magnets. Mind you that this one right here, this reel right here, have micro bearings or raWr ones. So it's gonna start off easier, but you know, micro bearings could impact your distance depending on your weight of your lure. Let's see how this thing goes. All right, so it's still over braked. I didn't over spool, casting at 0 brakes. Let's see how many cranks I'm gonna do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 31 and a quarter. I believe my stock one, right, casted 34, around 34. So that's very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, it's still overbraked for something that's light, but I think it does cast out a lot easier. Mind you that I do have the micro bearings installed, but everything seems still better. You know, like I may not be getting the distance I kind of expected. I was hoping maybe I'll hit like closer to like 35, 36, 37, 38 cranks or something like that. But yeah, that's very interesting. I may have to use the stock one, you know, stock bearings, and give it another shot. Remove those magnets and see how things goes. Are you guys interested in seeing that with the stock bearings? Let me know in the comments below.